Life is a story in the making. Every day we add new chapters, new experiences, and new lessons to the pages of our lives. But without taking risks, without stepping out of our comfort zones, that story will remain flat and uneventful. No risk, no story. If you want to create something worth telling, you have to be willing to take the leap, to step into the unknown and embrace the challenges that lie ahead. Only then will you have a story worth sharing. Imagine a life where you played it safe, where every decision was made to avoid risk and discomfort. Sure, it would be predictable, but would it be memorable? Would it be meaningful? No risk, no story. The greatest stories are written by those who dare to take risks, by those who face their fears and make bold moves toward their dreams. If you want a life worth talking about, you must be willing to take risks, because without them, you'll never know what could have been. Success doesn't come from staying in your comfort zone. It comes from pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible, from taking risks and venturing into uncharted territory. No risk, no story. The biggest breakthroughs happen when you're willing to embrace the unknown. Don't settle for a life of routine and predictability. Choose the road less traveled. Take the risk, because that's where the story begins. Every great achievement, every remarkable success started with a risk. Whether it's starting a business, pursuing a dream, or making a life-changing decision, no risk, no story. The heroes of our time didn't become great by playing it safe. They became great by taking risks, by putting themselves on the line and trusting in their ability to overcome obstacles. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be willing to take the leap, even when the outcome is uncertain. Taking risks isn't about being reckless, it's about having the courage to step into the unknown, to trust that you have what it takes to overcome whatever comes your way. No risk, no story. The greatest stories aren't written by those who wait for things to happen, they're written by those who take action, who face uncertainty head-on and keep moving forward despite the fear. If you want a story that's worth telling, you have to take the risk and see where it leads. Fear of failure often holds us back from taking the risks we need to take. But think about it, what's worse, taking a risk and failing, or never taking the risk at all? No risk, no story. Every time you step out of your comfort zone, you give yourself the chance to learn, to grow, and to become better. Failure isn't the end, it's just another chapter in your story. Don't be afraid to fail, because that's where the real lessons are. Embrace the risk and let it fuel your journey. You've heard it before, if it was easy, everyone would do it. The truth is, the best things in life are often the hardest to achieve. No risk, no story. If you want a life full of adventure, excitement, and fulfillment, you have to take risks. The journey won't always be smooth, but the challenges you face along the way will be what make your story worth telling. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to prove to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. The fear of the unknown can be paralyzing, but it's also where growth happens. No risk, no story. If you want a story worth telling, you have to embrace the unknown, take a leap of faith, and trust that you have the strength and resilience to handle whatever comes your way. You won't know what you're capable of until you push yourself to the limit, until you step outside of what's familiar and comfortable. So take the risk. It's the only way to create the story of your life. No risk, no story. Every adventure begins with a single step into the unknown. Whether you're embarking on a new career, starting a new relationship, or pursuing a new passion, it all starts with taking that first risk. The road ahead may be uncertain, but the possibilities are endless. Don't let fear or doubt hold you back. Take the leap, because that's where the real adventure begins. Without risk, there is no story. Without risk, there is no growth. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you have to be willing to take extraordinary risks. No risk, no story. Success doesn't happen by playing it safe. It happens when you decide to go after what you want, no matter how uncertain the outcome may be. Don't let fear of failure stop you from taking the risks necessary to achieve your dreams. Every risk you take brings you one step closer to the life you've always wanted. The greater the risk, the greater the reward. Life is full of risks, big and small. But the greatest risk of all is living a life without taking any risks at all. No risk, no story. A life without risk is a life without growth, without adventure, without excitement. It's a life stuck in the mundane, in the ordinary. If you want your story to be extraordinary, you have to be willing to take risks, to push the boundaries, and to step outside of what's comfortable. That's where the magic happens. Every great achievement in history began with a leap of faith, a moment of courage when someone decided to take a risk. No risk, no story. Think about all the incredible breakthroughs, all the amazing people who changed the world. They didn't wait for things to happen, they made things happen by taking risks, by challenging the status quo, by daring to dream bigger. You have the power to create your own story. The only question is, are you ready to take the risk? The most successful people in the world are often the ones who took the biggest risks. They didn't wait for the right moment, they created their own opportunities by stepping outside of their comfort zones. No risk, no story. If you want to make your mark on the world, you have to take risks. You have to be willing to fail, to fall, and to rise again. That's how you build a story worth telling. Success doesn't come to those who wait, it comes to those who take action. No risk, no story. The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. But even more important than the reward is the person you become in the process. Every risk you take, every challenge you face, builds your character and shapes who you are. It's in the moments of uncertainty, of discomfort, that you discover your true strength. So take the risks that scare you. The story you'll write in the process will be one of triumph, courage, and growth. No risk, no story. Life is too short to play it safe. The best stories are the ones written by those who took chances, who faced their fears, and who dared to dream big. If you want to look back on your life and feel proud of what you've accomplished, you have to take risks. Take the leap, follow your passion, and trust that the story you create will be worth every moment of uncertainty. You are capable of greatness, but only if you're willing to take the risks necessary to get there. When you take risks, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You give yourself the chance to grow, to expand your horizons, and to experience life in ways you never thought possible. No risk, no story. Without risk, you limit your opportunities. You keep yourself stuck in the same old routine. But when you take risks, you break free from the ordinary and step into the extraordinary. Don't be afraid of what could go wrong. Embrace the possibility of what could go right. If you've never taken a risk, you've never truly lived. No risk, no story. Life is about pushing your boundaries, testing your limits, and exploring new territories. It's about stepping outside of what's comfortable and embracing the unknown. It's the unknown that makes life exciting, that gives it purpose. When you take risks, you create stories that will last a lifetime. Don't let fear of failure hold you back. Step into the unknown with courage, because that's where the adventure begins. No risk, no story. Life's greatest rewards come from taking risks. It's easy to stay in your comfort zone, to stick with what you know. But nothing extraordinary ever comes from staying in the same place. The greatest things in life happen when you take a chance, when you trust yourself and leap into something unknown. So take that risk. You'll find out more about yourself, about the world, and about what you're truly capable of. No risk, no story. The most beautiful stories are the ones filled with challenges, with moments of fear, and with the courage to continue despite the obstacles. These are the stories that inspire others. The path to greatness is never easy. It's filled with risks, with setbacks, and with tough moments. But the one who keeps going, the one who takes the risks and faces the challenges head-on, is the one who will create a legacy. Make your story worth telling by taking the risks necessary to get there. Life doesn't wait for you to be ready. No risk, no story. If you wait for the perfect time, you'll wait forever. There is no perfect moment. The time to take action is now. Don't wait for the conditions to be just right. Step out, take the risk, and trust that everything will fall into place. The moment you take action is the moment your story begins. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the risk and watch your story unfold. Every risk you take is a lesson learned. No risk, no story. Even when things don't go as planned, you learn, you grow, and you become better for it. The greatest lessons come from the moments when things don't go perfectly. They come from the challenges, the failures, and the obstacles. These are the moments that shape your story. Embrace the journey, embrace the risks, and know that each step forward, no matter how difficult, is a step closer to your dreams. No risk, no story. The bigger the risk, the bigger the potential for growth. When you take risks, you're stretching your abilities, you're testing your limits, and you're evolving into a stronger, more capable version of yourself. Don't be afraid to challenge yourself. Don't be afraid to go after what you want, even when the odds are stacked against you. The bigger the risk, the bigger the story you'll have to tell. If you never take risks, you'll never know what you're truly capable of. No risk, no story. Don't let fear of failure hold you back from finding your greatness. The greatest discoveries, the greatest achievements, come from taking risks and daring to step into the unknown. Don't let fear keep you stuck in the same place. Take the leap, push your boundaries, and create a life that is full of stories worth telling. No risk, no story. There is no story without conflict without challenges, and without risks. Life without risk is life without excitement, without adventure. It's the risks you take that make your life interesting, that make it meaningful. So take those risks, pursue your passions, challenge yourself. You'll find that the rewards you reap will make every risk worth it. The best stories come from those who dared to dream big and take action.